So it's countdown to the opening of Market Drayton's new food bank. The doors open at the food bank a week on Monday, when people in the town who can't afford to buy food will have somewhere to go for help. It's only taken 6 months to set up, and it all started with a knock on the door. Helen McSherry and the Reverend Martin Tanner helped get the ball rolling. Our reporter Kate Tebby met them at a volunteer training day, and the Reverend Tanner told the story of how and where it all began.
Early in January, a local man knocked on my door and said, "Have you any food? I haven't eaten for 2 days." So I gave him some food, and at the time I was writing a sermon for the Christian Unity service at which I was preaching. And I told them this story, and from that sermon the churches decided that it would be a good thing to start a food bank here in Market Drayton. There were 2 public meetings which followed, and so the town came on board as well as the churches, and here we are.
Actually, 6 months is pretty quick. It's quite swift to get something like this off the ground, because it can take a lot longer. By the time you go for charitable status, you've got to raise your £5,000, etc., find your venue.
It is. It's been quite an action-packed 6 months.
Yes, to get the funding has been. It's been. I wouldn't say it's been easy, but we have had people help us. The community have been fantastic, as well as donations. It's been donations of time, skills, expertise, resources, carpets. There's all sorts of things.
You're setting up under the umbrella of the Trussell Trust, and of course that is a national organisation that helps people like yourself to do this. Has that been a great support?
Oh, it has, yes, absolutely. They've been fantastic. And Danks of the Trussell Trust has been helping us with it all. She's been leading on the training for us as a committee, the volunteers and the distributors who will be giving out the vouchers. Everything's been fantastic.
I mean, obviously one person knocking on your door asking for food doesn't really give you a sense of the scale of need. Do you have any idea what the need is?
Oh yes, I think the need is increasing because virtually nobody's income is rising, and yet the costs of everything are going up. Petrol's going up, food's going up, gas is going up, electricity's going up. So everybody is being squeezed, and therefore need is increasing. And so the food bank is a response to a changing local situation.
So do you think there is an increasing need in Market Drayton?
Absolutely, yes. And there's also things like changes in benefits towards the end of this year that will increase the need for people.
What's this building we're in now?
This is called the Community Centre in Church Street, Market Drayton. It's been here since 1906, and so having built the store in here, it's got a change of use and a new lease of life.
And this is where it will be happening?
It will be, yes. We're distributing food from here.
So how do you feel right now?
We're very excited, especially after today. We've had the agencies come in and have all been very enthusiastic and motivated, and the volunteers as well. So everything's, it's all coming into place, and it'll be good.
Agencies, that's always a funny word, isn't it? Who is that?
Like the job centre,
housing officer, the health visitors,
just people who have contact.
Family centre, people who have contact with people in their real situations. So if somebody turns up on my door and says, "I haven't got any food in my house," how do I know? But a lot of these frontline professionals go into people's homes, and so they know the reality of the situation in a way that I wouldn't. So that's why we're relying on them, because they will see the real situation.
I know there are people here who've come to volunteer because just because they want to. They don't necessarily have a faith. Now, but you are both Christians. Is it your faith that drives you?
Yes.
Part of the vision of St Mary's Church is to engage with the local community, and so the food bank is a marvellous way of putting your faith into practical action.
That's the Reverend Martin Tanner and Helen McSherry from Market Drayton's Food Bank, which opens a week tomorrow. Next week on the show, you'll hear about the startling number of food banks springing up across the West Midlands. It's on the front pages of the Sunday papers today, and I'll go through those in just a little while.